As he is walking towards the bridge, I will take the opportunity to tell you that Ivan Yakovlevich, like every self-respecting Russian tradesman, was an incorrigible drunkard, and he was not a handsome man. Although he shaved other men's noses daily, the hairs on his own red nose remained eternally unshaven. The overcoat he wore was patchy, in the sense that, while it was indeed black, it was covered with yellowish and greenish spots. The collar was threadbare, and in the place of the 3 buttons had only 3 strands of dangling thread. Every time he sat down in the chair for a shave, Major Kovalyov would say, "Ivan, your hands always stink." "Why would they stink?" the barber would ask. "I don't know. I just know that they stink." And Ivan, after snorting a pinch of snuff, would start lathering the major all over, out of spite, even in spots where there was no need, and took great pleasure in so doing. Reaching the bridge, Ivan looked around several times, leant out over the parapet as if to count the fish passing under the arches, and, feeling reassured, cast the bundle with the nose into the water. He immediately felt great relief. He even broke into a big grin. Indeed, he felt so happy that instead of going to the shop to shave his customers, he decided to give himself a treat. Spotting the sign of an inn that served food and tea, he craved some piping hot punch and headed in that direction. But then, to his horror, he noticed a municipal policeman with a 3-cornered hat and bushy sideburns pointing at him and gesturing for him to approach. He immediately doffed his cap and ran towards the officer. "Good morning and good health, Your Excellency," he said, humbly, bowing. "Forget the Excellency crap and explain to me what you were doing on the bridge." "I'm a barber, and I was just on my way to open up my shop. I stopped on the bridge to watch the water coursing by below." "Stop talking rubbish. What were you doing?" Blanching in fear, Ivan tried to ingratiate himself with the policeman. He declared that he was willing to shave him 3 times a week, free of charge. The officer glared at him disdainfully. "For your information, I've already got 3 barbers. That's 3 who shave me free of charge, and they consider it an honor. Now out with it. Tell me what you were doing." Ivan grew even paler. But here I must stop, because I cannot reveal any of what was said between the barber and the officer. If I did so now, it would be, so to speak, a narrative mistake. I'll talk about it later, in due time. At any rate, Ivan Yakovlevich is not an important character. A second-rate figure, his only merit is to have found a nose inside a bun. Might it not be better, at this point, if I described instead the personality of the nose's owner, that is, Major Kovalyov? First of all, you should know that Major Kovalyov was not actually a major, but a public official with the title of collegiate assessor. Since his rank was equivalent to that of a major in the army, he had people call him Major, to give himself more luster and prestige, and we certainly won't do him wrong by calling him anything else. The Major was usually impeccably dressed. The collar of his shirt was always immaculate and starched. His bushy sideburns covered a good half of his cheeks and came right up under his nose. He customarily wore a great many medals with noble coats of arms inscribed on them, or words such as Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, and so on. The Major was a bachelor, but would not have been averse to marriage, so long as his bride came with a dowry of no less than 200,000 rubles.